Oh, hello all. There's Schwim not in the picture because. Oh, no, there's Shorts. Yep.
Keep
are.
going.
It's
Keep going.
yeah. Let's get there. Up. Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
None of these hotkeys work. I gotta really talk to Sam. Hello all. Welcome to Hockey on Tap podcast, episode 152. We still can't get the bugs out. Yeah, this is Shrim's title. Tampa sucks and I have beer because he's been a bum the last couple of weeks. You can find us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Apple, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, courtesy of Primetime Radio. Mr. Sam Wu, I'm behind the glass, of course, because things don't go well. That's what happens. Gentlemen, what are we drinking?
Oh, me?
You want to go first? Yeah, go ahead.
Sure.
Yeah, thanks to our kind sponsor of Hockey on Tap podcast, Alicia DeMarco. I am going to be drinking Hard Wave IPA from Martin City Brewing Company in good old Kansas City, Missouri. Thank you, Alicia.
Kansas City.
And not
Nice.
William.
Well, yeah. Well, I gave you the beer, so somewhat thank you to me. I could have drank it.
Actually,
technically,
Schwim gave me the beer, so
I gave him the beers. Yep.
All right. Well, but okay. So then, but then you can't really thank Alicia because she didn't give you the beer. Technically, Shrimp gave. You should thank Shrimp.
She bought me the beer. She gave me the beer. Thank you.
And
Alicia.
I handed it to him, so everyone
That's
but
true.
Dean gets thanked.
Everyone be. Yeah. All right, Shrimp, go ahead.
Thanks to friend of the show and member of the show, Shorts Guy, I am drinking a Cape May.
Friend of the podcast, Shorts Guy.
Friend of the podcast,
Warmth in the Wood. Warmth in Wood triple cherry wreck rum barrel aged. This is a golden Belgian style triple ale with cherries. 10.5%. A little higher than I wanted to go for tonight, but you know, as they say, when in Rome.
When in Rome. Nice.
Let's do
So
holy hell.
I have through
Okay.
Goose Island Beer Co., which is another Alicia pickup. Tropical Beer Hug. It's an Imperial IPA. So this is actually out of Chicago, but they also have some things coming out of Long Island, but pretty good stuff. Tropical Beer Hug. I'll give you a beer hug, bud.
Thanks.
Yeah, be careful. I wanted to start off a couple shout outs. One, Joe Spellman, happy birthday. Two would be someone's mom might have gotten hitched.
She did.
Lovely Mams, someone we love and love dearly. Congratulations, Mams and Tom. Obviously this past weekend, getting it on to these, dum-dums. Well, the wedding, getting it on. Two of these dum-dums were at the wedding. And how was it, guys? You have fun?
It was a wonderful time. Even better to see my mom and Tom so happy during the course of the event. So all the best
Tom's
to them.
speech was phenomenal.
Yeah, I love them both. And my mom more,
great.
but, you know.
Yeah, that's right.
Tom's an okay guy.
It's only right. Tom's an all right chap, fella. There was one other one I was trying to. Sadder note, but wanted to shout out and thoughts and prayers out to Mark McMenemy, who's battling some cancer right now and chemo, and everything's been pretty tough. But I just wanted to send some love out to him as well.
Keep
For
fighting.
But we
keep fighting.
we
Stay strong.
Stay strong.
We
brother.
Park Hockey family member, and someone we all have their family members have been through the Park Hockey team. So I just wanted to send a little love out to Mr. McMenemy. All right, boys, let's get to what's on tap for today's episode. Here's a weekly snapshot. Schwim, your team, and I figure. Yeah. Why don't you just go ahead and have your piece? Say your piece. Yeah. Why are you here, Schwim?
Are you lost?
Yeah.
Yeah. This afternoon, we were talking about our pod tonight, and I just blurted out, "Tampa sucks," and I have beer because I haven't had beer in my fridge for the last couple of weeks. And also Tampa sucks. So yeah, The last week they had a 5-game road trip. Terrible. I think they only won 2 games out of the 5.
Yes.
Looked bad in the losses. They just lost to Calgary. I
4 and
just
6
watched. I
last
couldn't
10.
watch. Yeah, I couldn't watch a lot of these games. They're also friggin' late. But I saw highlights of the Calgary game. That it was terrible. They had a big win against Edmonton.
Yeah.
That
Oh, boy.
7-4 win. That was a big win, and
7-4.
they had the overtime win against Seattle. That was it. They lost the other 3 in the road trip. They're coming back home for 2 games, and then they're going out on the road again. But they are not good on the road or good defensively right now. And one of the things I noticed is they're holding teams to like 20 something shots a game. Only like I think Calgary had 24 or so shots a game, scored 4 goals. It's just their defensive structure and the amount of turnovers that they have that are leading directly to prime scoring chances and teams are capitalizing is staggering right now.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Hopefully they can come back home, start playing well because they play good at home. I think they're like 8-3 at home, and they're hot
Yeah.
dog garbage on the road.
I was just say they are 8-3 at home, 6-10-2 on the road.
Yeah,
For a
terrible.
team that -9 differential, but a team that
Not good. Yeah,
you have wily vets on there. You have guys that know how to win. Having that kind of road record is
they have everything.
not
They have like
conducive.
younger guys too that are really good. They
Yeah.
have good veterans that are still like Stamkos's still producing. Kucherov's obviously doing awesome.
Do they
Vasi
still
and
not
Ned,
have any
Hedman.
player in
Just-
positive plus minus?
No, I don't think so.
Mm,
It's probably even worse after
Kucherov-
the last
That's
game.
wild.
That's
I saw
amazing.
that the other
Kucherov has
day.
50.
Yeah.
Kucherov has 52 points in 31 games, and he's a -1. How? That is, he's only got
They
24
don't
power
score
play points, so it's not
even
like
strength.
a ton of. But it's not like a ton of his points are on the. It's not like he had over 50%. It's under 50% is on the power play. So that's crazy how he's -1 with that. I mean, what did we see? It was a couple years ago where McDavid was like, he had like 80 something points. And he was still in negative, and you were looking at it, you're like, do you not play any defense? And no one on your team plays defense. But yeah, I mean, listen, Kucherov, and you talked about it. You got Brain Point, who's got 34 points. He's a -10. It is amazing that this team hasn't been able to get their crap
They're
together,
very much
right?
underperforming right now.
Yeah, they are.
Still kind of early, but like I don't want to keep saying that. They need to like start,
All right, Shrim.
get going if they want any chance.
All right, we talked about this once before, but when do you seriously give it consideration
What,
that
trading
maybe
Stamkos?
Stamkos gets traded? And I'm not saying the Rangers because they can't fit him in the cap, but just in general, when do you get to that point where you're like, we're not?
I'm gonna be terrified at the trade deadline if this team is still like
Okay.
this. I'm gonna be terrified at the deadline. But
Do you
if they're
think he
playing
goes
better,
at the deadline if they're like this?
I don't know. I can't see them for whatever reason.
All right,
trading
I'll
him,
give this
like,
scenario.
year.
I'll give you the scenario. They are.
I feel
It's
like
at
they
the
can
trade
work something
deadline.
out. Yeah.
They are right now. They're currently in 5th in the division. Let's say they're 8 points back of the last wild card spot at the trade deadline. 8 points back.
I don't
That's
think
not good.
I don't think it matters where the standings are, whether or not he stays or goes. Honestly, I think it's just a matter
You think
of whether
they
or
have
not
their
he's
mind
staying
met up, or
going.
you think that he's going to be there?
I think they're probably having discussions, and there's probably going to be a decision made as to whether or not he's staying or going. And I'm pretty sure they'll probably have that idea by the trade deadline. And then are you in a playoff position? Do you pull the trigger then, or do you wait for a smaller package maybe in the off season to trade for his rights? It's a risk, obviously, and it's just like risking first round picks or 46 first round picks they gave up for Tanner Jeannot.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a risk. But I think whether or not he stays is going to be already decided. And then, yeah, it's realistically, are you going on a run and you trade him now, or do you, give it a chance, let him captain your team through the season, and then, trade his rights in the offseason?
If they can't come to some sort of agreement in the offseason, which I don't know. I just feel like they can get something done. I know he said he was unhappy because there's been no talks.
Yeah, he was very unhappy.
No talks, about an extension or anything. but I think he understands where the team's at, cap wise, and how difficult everything is for this freaking team, cap wise. So I don't know. I think if the team can play better, I think that helps because that will help him, focus on uh, the team's playing well, trying to get the team back into a playoff spot, and let the contract stuff handle itself out by. I don't know. Honestly, I don't see them trading him. I really don't. I think. I think
Okay,
it's
so I was going to ask you, gun to your head, are you
it's
saying
something more
trade
in
it
the
or no?
offseason. I think it's more an off-season thing. That's what I think is going to happen.
Okay.
I mean, I could
All
be
right.
completely wrong. They friggin' deal him before the deadline. Who the hell knows? But my gut is telling me that it's an off-season thing, if anything.
All right, Steven, we're going to go on to the other side, your team. And we actually are
side of
being
what?
joined by Mr. Shorts Guy.
Oh, look
well, the other side of the
Friend of the
coin.
podcast.
Someone, friend of the
Friend of the
podcast,
podcast. Short guy.
and a friend of mine.
and a friend of mine. Obviously, Steven, you lost. Your losers of the last one, but 13-3 or 13-13-3, 29 points.
Losers of the last one game.
I like
Losers of
that.
the last one. +2. So, and in a division where the Metro, there's only 3 teams that have a plus differential, being the Rangers, Flyers, and Penguins. You're 4-3-3 your last 10. Little state of the fan address from Mr. Esteban.
Say the fan. It's weird to. It's strange to think about like where we're at. Obviously, the fan base isn't thrilled with where the team's at or how the team's performing. It has glimpses of brilliance. The one big question mark heading into the season has actually been their best asset, which is goaltending.
Yeah, goaltending. Yeah.
I believe they're top 3. I think they're top 3 combined save percentage. The game in Toronto might have made a little hit on that, but they are as far as a couple days ago. Sorry, I don't have up to the minute statistics. They are the best team at 5-on-5, and had top 3 in save percentage combined between Nedeljkovic, Jari, and Hedberg. Which was not really expected. But, the power play has been a complete failure. They have scored tonight. They are 1 for 2 tonight, and they scored 4 in their last 3 games, so that looks to be better. I mean, every now and then your team has what happened in Toronto, and there's really no explanation as to how the hell it happened. It's just a complete disaster of a game, and that's exactly what it was. Basically, everything that went wrong. Everything that could go wrong did go wrong. But I don't know. I think they can. There's still the possibility of them getting better. They've been dealing with a lot of injuries. They're finally getting healthy again. Although Brian Rust is still out. I wish they were in a better spot. I don't really know what to expect, to be honest with you, because they are in a lot of facets they're underachieving. But we'll see if they can get this power play going. If they can consistently score and operate at, they need an elite power play. I don't know if they'll ever reach elite power play, but if they can operate at a very good percentage on the power play, I think they still can make the playoffs. With an elite power play, I think they can be a major threat in the playoffs. I don't know if they'd be a Stanley Cup, favorite by any means, but I think they'd be a threat with an elite power play.
Which is crazy to think when you have the guys you do on that first power play unit, how they are not as good. One guy he's playing his balls off, and it's every year. It's not it's necessarily anything shocking, but Sidney Crosby, he's got 31 points in 29 games, but he has been the lead this entire way. He's been really good. And in the MVP conversation, despite being 21 points off the lead, he's still a MVP candidate because of how good he's been playing on a really bad team.
Yeah, you think of MVP as and the definition of the heart. I know that we've gone over who wins the heart every season, but by definition of the trophy, he should very strongly be considered because he's once again the only player who's really, carrying this team through even this, mediocrity. If it wasn't for him, they would be significantly worse. That top line of him, Gensel, and Brian Rust. Again, Rust has been out, so who knows what it is now. But they were the best at 5-on-5, the best line at 5-on-5, which is very difficult to do. I don't think people really realize how difficult it is to be tops at 5-on-5. in the league, it's not an easy feat because a
No.
lot of people are scoring a lot. A lot of the points coming on the power play, especially these guys that are your tops in scoring. You see a lot of their points are on the power play, and obviously they're not scoring anything on the power play. But no, we'll see. I was thinking maybe Dubas would be making some kind of decision with something. But
Gensel has 19 points on the. Oh no, sorry. Gensel has quickly 5 points on the power play, and Crosby has 6. When you go to the leader in the clubhouse for power play points is Kucherov with 24. He's got 5 times as many.
yeah,
Like that's crazy.
Their power play is what, second worst in the league, or
it
bottom
was.
three
It
or
probably
something?
still, it probably still is. Yeah.
And you brought in a power play specialist
Unbelievable.
in Erik Karlsson, which is the most.
It's
is
really
he the
hard to
reason you think?
explain. No, I don't think there's no reason. There's no way. It's collective. First of all, they have
Okay.
absolutely no net front presence. None. It just does not exist.
Who
They
was the guy last year when they did have a top power play? Who was the net for presence then?
didn't have a top.
Weren't
Power
you guys
play
top
last year.
10 in power play last
They
year?
were middling last year. They haven't had
Oh, they were?
a top power play since Patrick Hornqvist, and obviously he was a major factor in that. It was Hornqvist and Phil Kessel. Both were power play specialists, net front presence.
Kessel's
And
available.
people really, Kessel is obviously a shadow of the player that he used to be, but
Yeah.
his playmaking ability on that power play was elite, tops in the leagues. And I don't think people think of him as a shooter, but his passing ability to get it through the seam, tape to tape, was incredible. And that's the last time they had a dangerous power play. Otherwise, it's just been they have so much skill out there that eventually they're going to score something. But as far as structure goes and any sort of typical formation or whatever you'd see a functioning power play work at, they just throw it all out the window and just go ad lib, improv.
Yeah. All right. Next team, shorts guy. I think you know where I'm going with this one. New Jersey
here it
Devils.
comes.
Yeah. Let's just we're doing a little stay of the fan here.
That's
Devils, 33 points. Sitting four points ahead of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Adam Henrique with his first hat trick of his career against his former team Devils. Ducks getting the 5-1 victory.
What are you gonna do?
Yep. What are you gonna do? But you guys, this is what I'll say. Yeah, trade for John Gibson. I saw that rumor.
Everybody wants.
Please, that'd be very funny. Yeah, please do. You guys stink against the bad teams. Is it just because you play down to them? You've lost the Ducks. You've lost to the Sharks. You've lost to, Blue Jackets and some of the other bad teams. Where do you think that is? Is it just a lack of? I don't know. You think they just overlook these teams? The Blues.
I don't know if they overlook these teams, but they are definitely playing down to them, and they're losing to them. I mean, maybe we can say right now it is the Christmas season. It's a season of giving, so we're giving away points to the less fortunate. However, yeah, it's very nice of us.
I like the one stat.
I was really hoping.
Not to interject, the one stat I saw today, the Devils have let up 3 shorthanded goals this season, and all 3 of them are former Devils.
Nice.
Well, that's an interesting
Sharon
stat that I hadn't seen yet.
Govich, Miles Wood, Sharon Govich, and Adam Henrique.
Yeah,
I
well,
love it.
his third last night
Seems
for his
a little
hat
suspicious.
trick. Yeah, well, his third for his hat trick last night was Lindy Ruff being really aggressive and pulling Akira Schmid with 7 minutes left on a power play to try to get the 2-man advantage. It just didn't work right.
Yeah, I saw that.
But yeah,
And they just they fumbled the puck away. Yeah.
Yep, they did. But yeah, we're playing down to teams we should beat. We're doing decent against teams that we should play well against. I mean, we played a real tight defensive game against Boston. We played well against we beat Calgary, we beat Seattle, we beat Vancouver. That was a shoot 'em out game. We lost to Edmonton, who's hot, but like you point out, we also lost to the Sharks. So it's really kind of maddening right now. We don't know which Devils team is going to show up. They beat the Blue Jackets pretty soundly on Saturday, and then we turn it around, and all of a sudden we're like, oh, all right, well, it's the Ducks, so let's just give them some free points while they're here in the East Coast. I I don't have an answer. I really don't. This team should be doing so much better than they're doing. I don't know what's happening with Vitek. He was not physically injured, but he said he wasn't feeling right. So my hope is that he's able to come back and he's not suffering anything that's all too bad. But the defense and the goaltending were going to be questionable coming into the season. The defense more than the goaltending, and they're both still kind of questionable right now. And I still think that that's the bane of our existence is the defensive and the goaltending. So who the hell knows?
Yeah.
It's a infuriating season, and I'll tell you what, our fan base is not the most rational fan base when we lose like we did yesterday. It's the sky is falling. The sky is falling. Even though
That's the fair weather
sucks.
fans. That's not the real
Are they going
fans.
to start yelling "Fire Lindy" again?
That's the
I'm
fake
sure they
ones.
will. I mean, not for nothing. We're still, we're still on a pretty decent clip to go. 3 wins, 1 loss, 3 wins, 1 loss, and I'll take that. We just happen to be given the losses seem to be coming against all the wrong teams that we should be doing well against. Coming up this week, we got Philly. That's a big 4-point game. Technically, it's a 4-point game if we can win. And then we got Edmonton and Detroit. It's there's something not right, and I just don't know what it is. And it's maddening. It really is maddening because you don't know which team is going to show up.
You guys do have the top-rated power play, 31%, I think it is. Rangers second at 30.6 or 30.5. From an outsider's perspective, I know, I'm negative to the Devils because they're a rival.
You
but
can say you hate my team. It's fine. I hate your team.
No, I don't hate. I it's really the fans. I could like Jack Hughes so much. It's you guys, not you. You do it to be funny, but your fans are such idiots and dum-dums, and all they care about is the Rangers, and just their whole centric world is around the Rangers, them and the Islanders. It's crazy. Like, just enjoy what you have and don't care about the other. Like, I just don't care. I just watch the Rangers. I like what they're doing. I'll look at the standings, see how other teams end it, but enjoy your team. That's the crazy part. But yeah, your defense has not been good. Dougie Hampton was the best defender in general, but it does suck losing a top pairing guy like that. Your young kids are obviously guys that need some seasoning and need some work,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that's kind of helped the Rangers in the long run with guys like Keandre Miller and Braden Schneider, where they didn't get right away into the NHL, and you can kind of see how they're progressing in what they're playing.
And I'm looking now. As of last week, that's the Rangers. As of last week, Dougie Hamilton was still not LTIR'd, and I don't know why.
Yeah, that's crazy.
How long has he been out?
He's been out
for
since
a couple weeks.
October. He's been out
that's
since
months.
not October, November, sometime November. But he's still not LTIR'd, and that's $9 million in open cap space that we could be using.
Not correct. Well, yeah, you can. So
something.
I want to get this, and Elliot Freeman actually. People were asking why teams don't do the Tampa method more, and he gave a very good explanation of this. What happens when you have a normal roster, 23 men, 22 men, whatever you want?
Mm-hmm.
The cap hit that you have starts left. So say you have $1 million in the beginning of training camp, right? You have $1 million in cap space. That cap space, as long as you do not have guys that go on LTIR, that starts to accrue and you gain more and more cap space. So at the trade deadline, if you had $1 million, I don't know if these numbers are right, but you could theoretically have $4 million at the trade deadline because you had $1 million and you didn't use LTIR. When you start to put guys on LTIR, that cap space does not accrue. So you actually lose cap space. Now, if a guy is out long term and the whole season, then you put him on IR and you gain back that $9 million or whatever it would be. But if there's a chance that guy comes back in mid-season, you can't obviously utilize that because if he comes back, then you have to shuttle guys off at the league's a lot harder. Yes, correct.
He's got to be out the whole season. Okay.
And that's kind of people have asked the same thing about Phil Pedal, and Kapokako, hey, can we use these guys on LTIR and just pick up, trade for guys? And it doesn't work that way, right? And that's why teams try to avoid LTIR as much as possible, unless they, are assured that the guy's out for the whole season.
Yeah, they usually
or
wait,
unless you're Tampa Bay. Unless you're Tampa Bay.
Yeah, unless you're. Well,
Coop's out the entire time.
Yeah, and then on the playoffs, he's like rolling. It's like he never even missed
he's ready to go.
Yeah, it's like,
first
game,
how good he
that
is.
and Stamkos. That and Stamkos. Oh, Stamkos is back game 1 of the playoffs. Who would have thought? Yeah, it's a strategy that is there, but I just know it's just the Devils' luck. The Devils would be the last team to be. The Devils would be the last team to use it and the first team to be heavily penalized for it.
That would be fantastic.
It's just I just know that would be the case. It would just be maddening again, like a lot of this. But who knows? They got to do something.
From Martin Lynn on Facebook Live, the people want another Power Hour episode. We'll give it to you guys. Don't worry. Maybe after the holidays when
we're on.
We're on Power Hour watch.
Yeah, Power Hour's coming.
All right, we'll go the last one. My Rangers, currently sitting in first in the Metro. They are 43 points. Last 2 games got to win 6 and 4. Some good wins against a 5-5 juggernaut that is the LA Kings. Obviously another win against who'd they just beat? Fudgesicle. The Ducks and the Bruins. Thank you. That was blanking. They also, like Steven, lost to the Maple Leafs 7-3. It was a bad. Maple Leafs was just crazy. But Steven, I wanted to address this to you. I think you owe someone an apology, and I think you know who it is.
Oh,
Melvin, I'm sorry.
No, not Melvin.
On camera.
You should have, but it's not Melvin.
Who do I owe an apology for?
A former UMass Minuteman, a goaltender of 16 years in the NHL, someone who is playing lights out. He's 10-0-1 in his game started. The only loss he had was in a shootout where the puck went off his own butt and into the net. You owe Jonathan Quick an apology because you said he was going to be horrible, and I actually listened back to the tape at what you said.
I didn't say he was going to be horrible.
Oh, no. I listened. You used the term horrible. All right.
No, I said he was horrible. Not that he's going to be horrible.
You said he would not. You said he would not be good this year because you said that he was done. Blah blah blah. He's played lights out. Actually, maybe better than he's ever played in his career. His record, his save percentages, goals against, he's ridiculous right now.
He hasn't.
But yeah,
the best.
Benoit Lair, and I tried to tell you, and from a guy who sat the pine too. You should know that backup goaltending is a lot different than starting. Oh, come on. I didn't get a smirk out of that one.
Wow.
I didn't even get a smirk. I know it's funny. I thought he would laugh.
I don't even know where we are.
Yeah,
I don't
Jonathan
even know.
Quick,
Man, that's disrespectful as anything.
Oh, it was funny. Oh, come on. That was a good one. I geared up for that one the whole time.
I know you did.
And he's played better than Igor Shesterkin and considerably better, which is
I did see
something pretty bad start.
No, that's definitely not a good thing. But I did see a cool stat that Jonathan Quick now has a win against all 32 teams.
Yeah, he does
in the league.
Yeah,
which is a pretty rad stat. He's defeated every single team in the league, which is pretty rad. Good for him.
I mean, he hasn't been as good as Louis Domingue. 1 game, 1 win, 1 goal against. 950.
I mean, that kind of goes to show us how well the Rangers are playing, and not so much Quick. If Louis Domingue had a game like that, because he is not good.
Well, what have I said though? What have I said about winning the cup? You don't need that world-stopping goaltender anymore. I've said this before.
I will say that I think also a big
Certainly
contribution is Benoit Lair, who's their goaltending coach, who takes guys and
he's good. I will admit he's good. He's good. I think he's the best in the league. By him.
Yeah.
Well, he's more than welcome to come coach me because I need it sometimes.
Yeah. All right. A couple other things quickly. What was I say? Dylan Larkin's set to return to the Red Wings versus the Ducks. He's actually playing right now. Ducks are up 4-1 on
That is
the
good
Red
news.
Wings right now.
Hey.
Senators fired Smith, DJ Smith. He's out in Ottawa.
Toodles.
You know, a lot of people were saying that.
See ya.
And you know who's on the bench
he would
now?
be held. Jacques Martin.
Steven's
Yeah,
favorite,
good old
and
Jacques.
the one and
Haven't
only
heard.
Mr. Daniel Alfredson.
Why the hell?
Oh,
is he not
Alfie's
there?
back.
Yeah,
Alfie,
assistant
yeah,
coach.
he was kind of doing some small stuff for them, and now he's kind of, I guess,
Yeah,
now back in the
now he's on
mix.
bench.
And Jacques Martin, that's a name I have not heard in forever.
Yeah, Jacques Martin, who they brought
Who are
in
Penguins
and
power
who was
play.
actually behind the scenes for a little while, and then that you got to be pissed off if you're DJ Smith and you have Martin just kind of waiting in the wings to take your job. I'd be pretty pissed at least.
Yeah,
He saw the writing on the wall when they hired him, when they
Yeah.
brought him in
Yeah.
recently.
They were
Like,
bad.
yeah, this isn't going well. It's gonna be any minute now that I'm gonna be tootled, and he's gonna take over.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
they've been not good. They've been.
No,
No,
I don't know. I
they've
thought
been
they had
pretty
some
bad.
like promise this season to maybe be
so
a
much talent.
surprising team,
Yeah.
and yeah,
Yeah,
and they've done
I
jack
thought
shit.
I thought Ottawa was going to be fighting for that last spot in the East, but they are not at all.
Firing that happened last week. Craig Berube gone from the St. Louis Blues. The message, the writing was kind of on the wall. The same thing Shum just talked about with this, where he was. He has a time limit on him. Coaches like that just get after guys. He's a no nonsense player. He was a no nonsense coach. He liked to kind of get the best of the guys, and he'd bug them and drill on them, and that has wear and tear on it. Did you guys see what happened with Jordan Kyrou? Him
I saw
saying,
that
they asked him about.
fans were booing or something, right? And he
Yeah, so
kinda-
they essentially asked him for a comment on Craig Berube, and he essentially said, "I don't have any comment. He's not my coach anymore." And the fans were pissed off because this guy obviously won them their only Stanley Cup in 50 years, and they booed the crap out of him. And after the game and the post game press conference, he broke down in front of in front of reporters. He was crying, upset that fans were booing him, and he just was saying he's focused on his career in St. Louis. And a lot of people were just saying that players aren't going to talk to the media because this is the kind of thing that happens where if they are truthful or they say something that the media doesn't want, usually they hear the backlash, and hockey is one of those things where these guys walk on eggshells the entire time because they don't want to get any sort of negative publicity as a hockey player.
Yeah, and
Yeah, I
also
saw
like
that
as
real-
a fan, you don't know the dynamic between the coach and the players and
Yeah.
what relationship
It-
they
it's
had.
been-
So he probably was
It's been
being very
reported that
polite.
Kyrou and Berube have not had are not on good terms.
And the media is going to ask, that question because they want to get that soundbite. They want to get that quote. They want to make something that's not. But yeah, it's one of those things we just don't know. You don't know what happens in the locker room, and why even ask that question if you don't want. It's just looking for a clickbait quote. That's pretty much it.
Mm-hmm. Steven, Roberto Luongo,
Robert Luongo.
inducted into the Canucks Ring of Honor, and he at the end of this thing, his quote was basically to the media saying that he wants the Canucks to bring back the skate in the circle jersey that they have. Basically saying free the skate jersey.
Okay.
Just thoughts on Roberto Luongo. God damn it, Roberto Luongo, Canucks Ring of Honor, and then
call him
I
Robert.
thought that was pretty funny where he wants to bring out
Strom
the
Boner?
jersey.
Whatever his
Yeah,
Twitter
Strom
handle is, Strom Boner.
Strombo
Bone.
or whatever it is.
Yeah, I mean, I have always liked the Wongo. He's always a lot of fun, and obviously, well deserving of the accolades that he has gotten. The jersey, I don't know if I want the jersey back, but
They've
Sure.
used it a couple
Why
times
not?
this season. They've used it a couple times this season, and some of the goalie
Yeah,
setups for that jersey
is
that
that their
have come
third?
out have been pretty incredible. Yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
officially their third.
The color scheme is like, I like the color scheme, but I guess at this point, you think of Vancouver, you just don't think of those colors at all. So, although I do like
I
that
don't know.
that color scheme.
I mean, Billy Dean, I'm sure you probably do if you remember '94. You know that color
Yep.
scheme playing against you guys, and Bure and Kirk McLean.
Yeah,
You know, playing in
that was
playing
great.
in that color scheme. You know, I mean, I like it. It's a classic jersey. I mean, their blue and green is pretty cool, but that red, was it red, yellow, and black? It's just
Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
just
red,
Germany,
yellow,
it's like
black.
Germany
colorway.
colors.
Yeah, it's almost like Team Germany colors. It's great.
I always thought that was a boat. Oh, now I see the skate.
You always thought it
a
was a
skate.
boat?
I always thought it was a boat.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
on a
Oh
boat.
yeah, yeah.
Skate.
It could
I'm
be
on a
anything, even a boat.
It could even be a boat.
You know, we've always wanted one of those.
Yes,
Just
Dean?
quickly, John Tavares, 1,000th career NHL point against his old team, the Islanders, which was very funny to watch.
Good. Good.
But he loves that team, and he
Friend-
doesn't want to leave.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he doesn't want to leave.
It's just
He's-
like
he's got
Zach
his
Parise
PJs
didn't
on.
want to leave. It's like Zach Parise didn't want to leave.
Such a
Friend of the
pain.
podcast, Brock Besser, leading the league in goals right now, 23, tied with Austin Matthews. He has
There we go.
been ridiculous. For Vancouver in general has been ridiculous. They're right now playing like they could be the best team in hockey. Goaltending, defense. They bring in Chris Tanev, who's decent defense.
Who's-
Or
we
not
should have
Tanev,
brought in.
sorry. Yeah, it was Tanev. Oh no, it was Zadorov.
Mhm.
Sorry.
Dorff, yeah.
Zadorov, who's decent third pairing defenseman, but they're playing awesome. And JT Miller and Elias Pettersson, you have Besser, obviously, Podkolzin, and some of these other guys have been just extremely. They've been really good.
Future New
There's nothing else to say about it.
Future New Jersey Devil Quinn Hughes.
Oh yeah, I'm sure that's going to happen.
Or maybe Jack and the other Hughes brother will go out to Vancouver and all.
Well, I like that. That's
I'll
not a
go
bad
over there.
idea, Shrim.
Try to get
That's
Canada
not
to
going
come.
to happen.
They'll give you
That's not happening.
they'll give you Philip Ronick and Kuzmenko and Niels Hoglander. I think that's a good trade.
And JT Miller.
Hronik. I like Hronik. You actually
Hronek's
I
good.
did
probably
too.
use
I was
Hronik.
surprised when Detroit.
Well, I had to give somewhat decent. Yeah, Hronik has 28 points. He's been really
I
good.
think- I think you could use Hronik more than you could use Luke Hughes, to be completely honest.
Yeah, I would agree.
Not Jack. but Luke.
Um,
Yes.
Jack. Talked about Besser. Just the Islanders getting John Tavares 1,000th point against them is very funny.
I love
Only
that.
it was fantastic. It really was. They were, and then they obviously had to give him a cheer afterwards. But yeah, they were, you could tell how pissed they were.
Good.
Oh, it's
Good.
great.
Couldn't happen to a better fan
Um,
base.
Yeah, they really are bad. All right, Bruins sitting first in the Eastern
How?
Conference.
I don't know how.
Tied.
Yeah,
with
they
the
are
little Rangers.
Just rolling.
Well,
Coaching.
tied. I think they.
You have the same amount
Oh
of
no,
games, I
actually, we
think.
would be first. Yeah, we would be first. 'Cause we have more wins, regulation overtime wins.
Yeah.
So Bruins first in the Atlantic, 43 points, followed by the Maple Leafs 38, Panthers 38, Red Wings 34. Anything in the Atlantic? Talk to you guys a little bit. Anything you want to about any team in the Atlantic
See
that interests you?
the pod title.
Well, other than Tampa. Other than Tampa. Toronto's look pretty good. Boston obviously is a wagon, which is just crazy when you lose two of your better players. Florida looks really good. Detroit, any thoughts on Detroit? You think they're the ones that kind of slide out of this eventually and you either bring in
They could.
Tampa or
They could.
a Buffalo team?
I think
I don't like
Buffalo's
Buffalo.
done. Buffalo and
Oof.
Ottawa are toast.
Poor JJ.
Buffalo's actually only they're only 4 points out of Tampa's spot. It's not like they're
Yeah, but Tampa sucks and is not even close to
True.
one of the top 3
True.
in the division.
All right, Metro, obviously Rangers, but Flyers, Islanders, Hurricanes. So I could think that Flyers and
Ugh.
Islanders cannot. They.
That's
I
disgusting.
don't think they
I
can
don't even
hold this
wanna-
up.
They can't
I don't wanna
maintain
look at
that.
The Flyers
can't
being
maintain
17,
that.
10, and 3 is so crazy.
There's just
They're
a lot of
plus
teams
11.
that are
They shouldn't
underachieving.
be.
There's too many teams
Yeah,
that
they
are
really are.
Yeah.
underachieving. You're seeing these teams. I mean, probably slightly overachieving, but overachieving by other teams underachieving, and just too many teams not playing up to the way that they should. And I don't know why. It's not like there's just like one surprise team. There is quite a few.
Yeah, Tampa, Buffalo, Senators. We were all talking about those teams possibly in the playoffs.
Carolina's
Hurricanes are finally in
underachieving.
the playoff spot, but they were
Yeah, they have
and are underachieving. Devils,
haven't looked good.
Penguins. We even talked about Columbus maybe being a surprise team.
Did
Excuse
we?
me.
No.
Did
No,
you?
Yeah, I
they're
think
not
we
a
had them
surprise
as
team.
could be
You would have been the only
sneaky.
one
We are-
in America.
I think
that
we
was-
talked from the beginning of the year that it could be sneaky.
No.
I don't think I ever
no.
agreed to
I
that.
never thought Columbus would be sneaky.
We said they were better than the Flyers. We said they were better than the Capitals, and we also said that they were better than the Islanders. So that would be just
Yeah.
on the cusp of that playoff spot.
I don't know that
Sneaky.
I remember any of this happening.
I don't remember that.
Go back and listen.
I don't remember that. Go back and listen. I don't remember that.
We didn't like St. Louis. Minnesota has been bad. Seattle Kraken has been bad, but we kind of
Minnesota's
saw
been good
that
lately.
coming. Yeah.
7-2 since
Oilers,
the,
obviously.
coaching change.
Yeah. Oilers
Oilers,
obviously have
bad.
been
Nothing.
very underachieving.
Underachieving.
they've
But they're
turned it
8-2 in their last 10. Yeah.
They've turned it around. The
They-
Oilers have turned it around. They've
They're on
remembered
an
that
8-0
they
run.
have, they've remembered that
So
they have the
Tampa
players
beat
they
'em.
have, and they finally started to win. Well, I mean,
Well,
they
the
can't,
two players
they
they
can't
have.
beat everybody.
The sun
yeah, it's-
shines on a
they
dog's
still
ass
don't
every
have-
once in a while, as
Um,
my grandpappy would say.
Grandpappy
Avalanche.
Kurt Condon.
Avalanche sitting number 1 in the Central, followed by the Jets, Stars, and Preds. Are
You going to the
I
mall?
think
Reds
the
are
Jets-
surprising.
I'm
them
going
and
to
the
Mullet.
Jets, I think. Then, and I think the Jets and the Preds are a
Yotes?
little surprising there. Hey,
Yotes have been
a
good.
return to the mullet.
Yotes are in
Can
a
Short-
Yotes in a playoff
Gonna be
spot
there.
right now. So
Yeah.
So here's the question. Will Shorts guy get kicked out of the mullet this year?
Yes.
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 Should
Yeah.
Shorts
Yeah.
should
That's
Shorts
like-
guy have been kicked
because
out of
you-
the mullet last year?
No, because
Yes.
you were rooting for Arizona.
Oh, that's true.
That's true. That's true.
Oh, yeah. He's going to be
That's
rooting against the Coyotes. Ooh.
I'm gonna
That
go. I'm
was-
gonna go one step further and say Shorts guy doesn't even get into the game. They kick him out before he even is allowed into the arena.
Ban him before he comes in.
It's gonna
It's possible.
be
I still
nonsense
contend.
I
outside.
like it.
I still contend that my best ad lib line ever was that Vegas was a waste of water.
Yeah.
That was my best
Yes.
line I think that
Good.
I've ever come up on the fly
Uh,
to heckle a team.
Yep. Yeah, Martin Lynn says John will get kicked out.
Who's John?
Um,
I also don't
Yeah,
know
some
where you're
guy.
seeing comments. I don't see any chat on Facebook Live.
yeah, I can see right now. Top chat. Martin. You have
Martin
a couple of
Lynn.
guys.
Sorry, Martin. Sorry, Martin, whoever is posting on here. I can't see anything, so I am
It's just an alibi,
out of
Milton.
this chat.
Yeah, I don't know if it's because of the Sam was saying there were
Issues.
some issues, but Vegas Golden Knights in the Pacific, followed by the Canucks, Kings, and Flames, which you have Edmonton 2 points out of a playoff spot in that division. I don't think the Flames make it. I don't think they're very good.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
The surprise team is obviously the Canucks because we didn't know they would be this good. But Vegas Golden Knights, 47 points, 21-6-5. They're, 12-3-2 at home, 9-3-3 away. They have a plus 32. By the way, Canucks are plus 41. They're the tops in
Crazy.
hockey, plus 41.
LA is plus 30. The top 3 teams there are all 30 and above.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Meanwhile,
it's like a light switch because every season we look at this roster and it is a stacked roster, and they're like, why are they so bad? and now Tockett's got them rolling the way that they should. When
Steven,
I
I think this
predicted
year
that
is
they were
the year
winning
you
the
should
cup,
say,
when they were
yeah,
winning the cup, and
this year.
Demko was being Conn Smythe, that's what
Steven,
I
it's just
thought. It was this
you're a couple
roster.
years early.
Yes.
This is what
Yeah,
I
you're
thought.
just a little bit early.
You had a you had a
my-
premonition for like this year or next year.
You're
a couple
before
years early.
you're before your time, Steven.
I think when I make my beginning of the season predictions, I have to preface it with saying it's not this next
That it's-
season. It's going to be like 4 to
it's-
5 seasons from now.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
it'll be
Minority
in the
Report that shit.
yeah. The Rangers will win the cup in the next 10 seasons. There you go.
Mhm.
See, that's how you play it. You
Don't
gotta
ever say that.
No,
to
they
yourself.
won't. No, they won't.
And then William will wake up.
Yeah, seriously, Steven.
Yeah, well, the William might not live. Kings have been extremely good. They, like I said, they're the best 5-on-5 team in hockey.
They are the best. They took over Pittsburgh.
Quentin by, I think I saw the stat that they're
Did you
either
see their road record,
first or,
by the way?
second best.
Not to
But,
interrupt you.
no, I
The
did not.
Kings.
Oh, they were
They
undefeated other than the Ranger game, right?
They're 500 at home, and then away they're 12-1.
Yeah,
Jeez.
I think the first loss was the Ranger game. Regulation
Freaking
loss was
nuts.
the Ranger game. Yeah, they're really good.
What's his face playing? He's
Quinn
another
Byfield.
surprise. Talbot.
Yeah.
Talbot's been really good.
Oh.
Yeah.
He's been playing
Mhm.
really well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's been a good
yeah.
acquisition for them.
He always
Talbot
does well
2
when
goals
he
against,
changes
926 save.
scenery with the
Yes.
exception of Ottawa. But everyone
Yeah.
I guess just sucks when they go to Ottawa.
Sucks there.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
13-5-2. Copley looks like he's going to go on the IR. So they'll pull up another goaltender. But, Kopitar has been good, 27 points. Kempe, they have 3 guys with 27 points, Kempe and Fiala. Trevor Moore's been come out of nowhere to 14 goals. We talked about Quentin Byfield is finally living up to his pedigree as a former, first-round pick. They're deep. They have, even Pierre-Luc Dubois got 12 points in 27 games, and he's not having a good year, and they're still able to be this good.
Isn't that
So,
good?
yeah. Just quickly, some stats follow up. Kucherov talked about 52 points, leads the league. He is second in goals. Sorry, tied for third in goals with 20. You have McKinnon right there, who's been every night you watch Nathan McKinnon, and there's some highlight reel goal. He is
Human highlight reel.
amazing
2-0
to
Montreal.
watch.
Mhm.
JT Miller, 45, with Panarin tied for at fourth, and then Pasternak and McDavid tied at fifth at 41 points each. Your goaltending, you have Aiden Hill, who has been ridiculous, 10-2-2.
He's earning his
193 goals
contract.
against a 932 save percentage. He is. He's played really well.
He is. Yeah, he's definitely one of those guys that won the cup, got paid, and is continuing to do well.
Yeah, and Logan Thompson, who's actually the starter, he's played more games. Isn't bad either. He's 248. He's got a 911 save percentage. He's played really well for Vegas. They're both their
Mhm.
goaltenders. They're a wagon.
They got a
They're
1-2
absolutely
punch with that.
ridiculous.
Yeah, you know what?
Yeah.
And that's friend of the podcast, Sean Burke, in charge of the goaltending there. You got to give him some credit
Yeah.
for that because he dealt with a rotating cast of goalies last year and they won the freaking cup. So
5.
Yeah.
5 goalies.
Another guy that I put into my top 10 in goaltending at the beginning of this season when I did the top 10 list, and Steven and Shrum, I think, were on this. Shrum, he might not have been. I put Jeremy Swayman in there, and he's absolutely living up to. He's a 206 goals against, 933 save, in 15 games, and 9-1
yeah,
record.
Number
He's
one
been
in
really
So-
good.
combined,
I think
right?
he's.
Is it Boston, Vegas? I
number
think it's
one-
Boston, Vegas, Pittsburgh. As far as
I think it's
saves.
Boston is number
Or
one.
Vegas, Boston. It's either Vegas, Boston, or Boston,
I don't-
Vegas.
Yeah, I think it's Vegas.
I have-
because maybe
I have
not.
to give Swayman a lot of credit. He played against the Devils, and that was the first time I really got a chance to sit and watch Swayman play.
He's
He played
good.
very well. He's a good goaltender. He's an absolutely
He
great
could be-
goaltender.
He could be in the running for a U.S. goaltending spot. He really could. He's been
Could be.
lights out.
You know what it is though,
he
and a
definitely
lot
could
of
be.
the relationship that he has with Allmark, like they are so incredibly close, and it
Mm-hmm.
has benefited both of their games having the support that they do. I guess it's the slight competition to push each other, but at the same time knowing that
They're
each other have
really happy for
each
each
other's
other
backs.
also.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I mean they are like as best of best friends can be on
Which
that
is
team.
awesome.
So I think
And
that really helps.
One of my best duos as a coach in all the years I coached in high school were really close, and they pushed each other to be better. And I thought that was fantastic. So having that partnership is amazing.
Yeah.
I had one other thing, and then I figured we'd get out of here. And if you guys got anything else you want to talk about, I did see, and so apparently this was a couple of tweets on Twitter, but Tony Hand, this is his name. He was a guy who was invited to the Oilers training camp in the 80s, tore it up, got homesick, and left to go back to Scotland, where he played in the BHL
Oh yeah.
for 484 games and had 2,259 points in 484 games.
The Scottish Gretzky.
Yes.
Gretzky.
That's
In
amazing.
1986, he had 105 goals in 35 games.
Yeah.
This guy, he had 216 points in 35 games. Could you imagine him in '86? He would have been playing with Gretzky. How cool that would have been, because he was killing it, and then he literally got homesick. And
What he would have done over here if he would have. I mean,
Yeah, it would've
obviously
been interesting.
nothing close to that, but still maybe put up some decent numbers.
yeah, it
Yeah,
would've
Tony
been cool
Hand.
to watch.
What
He
a
had,
name.
he had
Do you know how
5
do you know how
seasons
bad
of
that
200
league
points.
is? Let's not.
Oh, it's
get
bad.
ahead
That's
of
true.
ourselves here.
That's true. It's got
And
to be.
pretend like he was
Yeah,
going
right?
to be great.
It's got to be like
It
both.
was a
Scottish
guy. It
Gretzky.
was basically a guy that was, on the cusp of an NHL roster, perhaps,
Mhm.
that just went to play beer league hockey. That's
Gets-
basically what.
Yeah, he
what
played.
happened.
He played it for Bone Storm, and essentially racked up. Yeah.
Hey, we
Oh,
could
man.
use him.
Yeah, seriously, we'll take him. We'll take him now.
Time to make some
Um,
cuts.
Yeah, who's getting cut?
GM Esteban
He won't be able to play tomorrow though in the championship.
Nope.
he will not, because he has not played 4 games.
Woo.
You guys got the
Let's
champ
go.
tomorrow.
We're in the championship tomorrow. Yep.
Who we playing?
Yes, we are.
This is the
Who
part
are
where
we
no one
playing?
cares.
Rob Belinder.
Oh, great.
At
Bobby
Robert.
Lou.
SOB.
He's gonna
That
two-pat
SOB.
stack me again. I know it.
All right. I don't think I have any trivia, so screw it. We're just gonna
No trivia.
get out of here.
That's the only reason I
Trivia,
come on
didn't
here.
Seriously.
Just look up hockey trivia and whatever the first question comes up.
All right. You guys chat for a second. Let me look up so hockey trivia.
All right.
Hello,
Hockey
Steven.
trivia coming up.
Hello, Jonathan.
Oh, hey.
All right. Are
Oh,
you
hey,
the ultimate
guy.
hockey expert? Think you know everything about the
No.
game?
No.
Is that the right
Is
Who
that
was
answer?
the
question?
first NHL player to score 50 goals in a season?
Shorts guy.
Yeah. I don't know.
No clue. No clue.
Art Funkenhauser.
It would be one Maurice Richard.
Okay.
Rocket Richard. Okay.
I would have figured you would have guys gotten that one.
Yeah.
Who's the first NHL player to win Sports Illustrated Sportsman of the Year? First NHL player.
Gretzky.
Not Gretzky.
Not Gretzky.
Oh.
Considered the best of all time.
Mario.
Nope. Bobby Orr. Here, you guys might get this one. We'll see. Where's the Hockey Hall of Fame located?
Toronto.
Oh, we got one. There you go. Look at these guys.
Hey.
These guys are studs right here. Studs at hockey
Cool,
trivia. All right, my beer.
Oh, yeah.
Tropical Beer Hug. Thank you, Alicia. Solid 3.75.
Nice guy.
Yeah, same. Thank you, Alicia,
Nice.
for mine.
Thank you, Shorts guy, for mine.
Friend of the
4.0.
podcast.
Oh,
Hey,
Friend of
He
the
is a friend.
podcast, Shorts guy.
Friend of mine.
He is, yeah. Whatever I normally rate my yellow flashing lights out of my new tipple glass.
Simpsons themed. Nice.
Shrim.
Mm-hmm.
Take it home.
I assume we're not going to be on for Christmas, so
Yeah, we will not be on
uh,
Christmas. Yes.
I
Probably
wish
either do
everybody-
Tuesday or another. We'll
I
do
wish
maybe
everybody
another day of
now.
the week. If not,
just in case. Yeah, happy holidays and
Yeah.
happy and healthy holiday. And if we don't see you, enjoy time with your family and give Dean a shout out and tell him that you hate him.
yep. And the Rangers are great.
Yeah.
So I'll make